Pitino. McCartney. Wow. Shepard for two.
Goes under, dunks it. That may be enough.
Back on top, Cats. The official 1996 NCAA basketball championship video. The Kentucky Wildcats and their coach Rick Pitino began the 1996 NCAA basketball championship as the tournament favorite. And when the end came to 3 weeks of hard work and hoop dreams, there was joy again in Lexington as the Cats won their first NCAA championship in nearly 20 years. Kentucky's success brought them college basketball's ultimate reward. But for others, just playing in the tournament was satisfaction enough. The culmination of a season-long quest that took flight in arenas all across America when the year began. For some, the 1996 tournament was a coming-out party. For others, it was the end of the line. But for all those who participated, it will not be forgotten.
Spectacular!
Offensively, but they're doing a great job defensively.
Look at that. K2 Davis finding Bell. Georgia Bulldogs knock out the first #1 seed in the NCAA tournament in 1996.
Iser gave it up last second. There's Louisville, a 6th seed into the Sweet 16.
Let's dance.
Mississippi State's going to knock out one.
12-day stretch has beaten Kentucky and now Connecticut. Wallace, gonna call a timeout, son. There it is. All the way to Sapola. He's got it. It's a goal line. Overtime. Wow.
Now, Sims has to pass the ball. Lobs it low to Wallace. Wallace layup good. 15 seconds to go. 80-78. Georgia. Anderson takes a three. Near side. Here's a three-pointer. It's good by Robinson with 7 seconds to go. Syracuse fell asleep from three-point land. 1 point Georgia lead. Wallace, 19-footer. Good with 3 seconds to go. Georgia to midcourt. Will play a last-second shot. The ball is tapped away. The game is over. And Syracuse wins on John Wallace's jump shot.
Final four, we're gonna go all the way to New Jersey! Yeah!
Nifty ball handling by Bullard, who finds Jones. Starkville to the Garden State. They will make the journey to New Jersey. They are celebrating in Amherst because UMass has gone on.
Into Otis Hill, spinning on Pollard, dribbles to the hoop, goes it in, and a foul called on the Prince of Kansas. Final four for Syracuse.
We going to the dance, baby.
So ultimately, of the 4 teams that made it to the Meadowlands, 2 were expected to be there, while 2 others were like Cinderella at the ball. Coming out of the East was UMass, the region's #1 seed. Led by College Player of the Year Marcus Camby, the Minutemen of John Calipari were ranked #1 nearly all season long and capped off the year by making their first ever appearance in the Final Four. From the Southeast came Mississippi State, the 5th seed in the region. Another first-timer in the Final Four, the Bulldogs, led by their dynamic duo of Dante Jones and Eric Dampier, won 22 games during the regular season, including 11 of 13 to finish the year as the Southeastern Conference Tournament champions. Surviving the West was Syracuse, the region's #4 seed. Jim Boeheim's Orange, led by All-America John Wallace, started the year with 11 consecutive wins to move into the top 10, and then finished the regular season by winning 10 of 12. Kentucky, the region's #1 seed, charged out of the Midwest. Rick Pitino's immensely talented Wildcats dominated their opponents during the regular season, at one point winning 27 games in a row, including a perfect 16-0 record in the Southeastern Conference. In the tournament's first round, the heavily favored Cats struggled in the first half against San Jose State before scoring 63 points in the second to bury the Spartans 110-72. Virginia Tech fell next. UK had 9 dunks in the second half alone as the Wildcats, led by Antoine Walker's 21 points, pulled away for a comfortable 84-60 win. In the regional semifinals, Kentucky made quick work of Utah, jumping out to a 40-19 lead just 10 minutes into the game. From there, the Cats coasted, scoring more than 100 points for the second time in the tournament in a 101-70 thrashing of the Utes. Kentucky continued its 20 points or more margin of victory in the regional finals, this time over Wake Forest. Led by Tony Delk's 25, the Cats combined a lethal offense with a smothering defense to blitz the region's number 2 seed, 83-63, and advance to the Meadowlands. So on the first weekend in April, the big show had come to the Big Apple, a worthy stage for March Madness. On Friday, the 4 finalists gathered in the Meadowlands for one last practice. In less than 24 hours, the teams would return to the same court to begin the quest for the national championship. So now was the time to put on a show and enjoy the moment.
Getting ready for this madness, that's all.
Who would emerge as national champion? As Saturday dawned, anticipation surrounded the Meadowlands.
When the teacher's in the house, oh my God! Go Big Blue! Go UMass! Go Big Blue! Go Big Blue! Go Big Blue! Hold on, wait a minute! Gotta put some dough in it!
In the first semifinal, Syracuse faced Mississippi State.
You know, right before a jump ball or whatever like that, I'll probably go into a nervous breakdown. But you know, once the tip gets underway, I think everything's going to be all right.
It's like a dream come true, you know. I never thought I'd make it this far, and here we are, I'm playing in the Final Four.
You gotta look at it as another game, even though it's not, and you know, the whole spectrum of it is bigger. But you gotta look at it as just another game that you have to go out and win.
We started the year, we weren't expected to do much, so it makes it all the better for the kids.
All this right here on the line, let's go!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Meadowlands for tonight's NCAA National Semifinal game between the Mississippi State Bulldogs and the Syracuse Orangemen.
The Final Four was underway. And led by the energized play of Dante Jones, Mississippi State grabbed the early advantage.
And check the little step.
The Bulldogs not only started hot from the outside, they were outrunning the Orange as well.
Big numbers here. Dampier coming.
Jones just lays it.
And when Darrell Wilson hit State's 4th three-pointer, the Bulldogs had built an early 18-10 lead. But thanks to All-America John Wallace, Syracuse managed to stay close.
He likes that from the top of the key.
And the Orange quickly climbed back into the game.
2 straight trips. He's hit shots, a 3 and a 2.
And with Otis Hill beginning to dominate the inside.
Hill got it to go over Dampier. Boy, he fought for that too.
And Lazara Sims hitting from the outside.
That does it. 20 all.
Hill, the Orange would eventually take the lead. Now it was Richard Williams' turn to watch his team play from behind. But thanks to 6 straight points from Russell Walters,
And Walters,
the Bulldogs' stay on the losing side didn't last very long.
jumper. Boy, bonus points.
And when Marcus Bullard hit his second 3 of the game to cap a 9-0 run, Mississippi State had a 29-22 lead. Syracuse responded by returning to the inside power game of Hill, who shot 7 of 9 in the first half on his way to a team-high 15 points.
Sims always looking ahead.
Hill again with that footwork and scores again. Sims lob inside for 2.
7 straight Orange points tied the game at 29. And from there, the two teams traded baskets and the lead for the rest of the half.
Walters lost control of it, but Bullard is there. Look out, Sapola with the steal. Sims on the right wing. Back to Bergen for the lead. Sims forced it. Now Sapola steals it. They got the numbers again. Bergen back out. Sims has to take it. 3-point lead. Bullard for the tie. Yes. 34 all. Wallace in traffic.
Remarkably, even though Mississippi State shot 63% and out-rebounded the 'Cuse 19-6, the teams were tied at halftime. The reason? 13 Bulldog turnovers, only 1 for Syracuse.
You know, we were in a tie game, and they were shooting 60%, 60-some percent. So I really, right or wrong, whenever we play that kind of a game, I tell our team they're not going to keep shooting like that. And we knew they'd turn it over. We usually turn it over a little bit more. And, that was a good result for us in turnovers.
Eventually, Boeheim would prove to be a prophet, but not right away. Just like they had at the end of the first half, the two teams began the second 20 minutes by exchanging baskets and taking turns with the lead.
Got a good-looking shot today, that's for sure. Bergen beat Landon this time. He was all set for that three.
Oh, look at that bounce back.
And Walters scores off of it. What a bounce pass from midcourt.
8 minutes into the second half, the game was tied at 44. But after Jason Sapola hit his first basket of the game, the Orange would never trail again. On this day, the Bulldogs' worst enemy was themselves. Ultimately, turnovers their undoing.
Very faulty ball handling.
This is a mistake-prone Mississippi State team.
21-3. That's the difference in the turnovers today in this ball game.
In a game where there were 10 lead changes and 8 ties, Mississippi State turned the ball over an astounding 21 times versus only 5 for the Orange, leading directly to 25 Syracuse points. The Orangemen gladly accepted the Bulldogs' gifts, turning a tight, close game into something of a rout.
And Wallace scores on him.
And he'll talk to him again.
At one point, Syracuse increased its lead to 15 points before coasting home with another unexpected tournament win.
Now Bullard in the front court, stolen by Sapola. Here's a 4-on-2. Sapola to Sims. Back to Sapola. Three-pointer. Good!
Syracuse's tournament journey would go on for one more game. In doing so, the Orange had become the first number 4 seed in tournament history to reach the title game.
National championship game by defeating Mississippi State 77-69.
Like we said, we here to shock the world. Let's go. One more. We here to shock the world. One more. One more.
Saturday's second semifinal featured Massachusetts and Kentucky.
UMass lost only one time this season, ended the regular season final poll ranked number 1 in the country.
From day one, we've always huddled together and said we want to be at the Meadowlands, and we're here, and the dream is still going.
The Wildcats are favored here at the Final Four. They have mauled their opponents by a margin of over 28.
This is a special thing, my first time here, and we just want to make the best of it and make it last as long as possible.
This is what you live for as a college basketball coach. Every player on our team is just juiced up that we have an opportunity to play Kentucky again. As great a team as they are, and as big a challenge as it is, it's still what you live for in coaching and playing.
Oh, no question. If you don't get excited here, there's something wrong with you. And it's, when times are great, it feels like it's 2 or 3 weeks that have gone by instead of 4 months. And that's the way it's felt with this team.
This is a winner-take-all, and take it all to the championship Monday night against Syracuse.
It was expected to be the game of the weekend. Right from the start, Kentucky's stingy defense bothered Marcus Camby, and the Cats jumped out on top.
Tough shot. They had two players on Camby.
We felt that Camby's going to get his. He's the player of the year in the country. We've got to double and make it difficult on him. But we had to stop the backcourt of Travieso and Padilla. Wear them out physically.
Hot topic this week has been the UMass guard. Here's the pressure. Kentucky steals it. Behind the back, down, and one.
It's good to get off to a good start like that, getting easy baskets, and that's what you try to do, right away, get a few cheap baskets, and later on it pays off because fatigue becomes a factor.
Just 1 minute in, a winded Camby took a moment to catch his breath.
Oh my God!
Re-energized on his return, Marcus and the Minutemen came back strong.
Won't have the foul. Rock and roll. Hope back out on top to Epps straight away.
Through the game's first 10 minutes, the two Titans traded baskets. Neither team able to gain a meaningful edge.
Dribbling right side. Edgar takes the ball in the lane, bounces it to Camby, left block, he jams it. 13-9 Minutemen. Walker got the position and one. They're changing up the defenders on Edgar Padilla. Padilla cuts off a screen near the foul line, turns, shoots the 16-footer, drains it.
Just outside the block, goes out on top to Epps. Open for the three straight away. Count it. It is now tied for the 5th time already. 15 all.
To Camby, left side backcourt. Now to Padilla in the front court, dribbling left of the lane. Norville right side, jams it.
Got a very close game, obviously, 1 point differential, but I don't think either team has settled into a pattern yet.
Finally, Walter McCarty's breakaway slam gave Kentucky a 1-point lead. And even more significantly, ignited one of the Cats' trademark bursts of high-powered offense.
Knocked in the air, picked up by Walker, puts it in, and Kentucky has equaled its biggest lead.
Walker, the great passer.
Scores off the pass from Walker. So UMass down 5, its largest deficit of this NCAA tournament.
Kentucky's swarming defense began to affect UMass. And when Tony Delp completed a three-point play, the Cats had their largest lead of the game.
If you get good ball pressure, you react well and you get your turnovers. It's like a blitz in football. You've got to have pressure on that quarterback to shut down the receivers.
The Minutemen backcourt of Edgar Padilla and Carmelo Travieso were feeling the wrath of Kentucky's pressure, shooting a combined 2 for 8 in the first half.
2-on-1 break for the Minutemen. Padilla driving from the left.
But thanks to Dante Bright's 9 first-half points,
Dante with the follow,
and Marcus Camby's 5 block shots, Massachusetts was able to stay within 8 of Kentucky at the break.
Covering after Walker got by him.
So they go to the dressing room with the Kentucky Wildcats leading in the ball game 36-28 over the University of Massachusetts Minutemen, and we're 20 minutes away from the championship night of it.
Comfortably ahead, Pitino sensed the game could still go either way.
We felt that we were going to have to play more their style, that in a half-court game we can play that way, and if we get our run in the second half and just concentrate on not letting the clock run out.
In the second half, Kentucky got the run Pitino wanted, and it happened right away.
Laid it in, and the Cats lead it by 10.
Epps, and that's goaltending.
Everything going wrong for Massachusetts at this point. Kentucky sensing a kill here.
Yep, up 13, largest lead.
Boy, they won't take that pressure off.
Kentucky coming out of the locker room really fired up. Going down court over the Weeks. Duck lost the ball. Picked up by Epps. Epps will come back the other way. Epps leading the way for Kentucky. Down to McCarty. Goes up against Camby. No good. Rebound by Anderson. They hammering to death.
There's got to be a timeout here for Massachusetts. Can't get away from it.
In just under 2 minutes, Kentucky had scored 7 straight and had all but blown UMass away. As Calipari searched for answers to keep his national championship dreams alive, Pitino and the Cats could smell the kill.
Rick Pitino knows that the knockout punch is potentially there.
Dingle inside.
But the Minutemen slowly crept back into the game.
The freshman, he's really going to be called on.
Great inbound feed by Clark to Bright, low left, right wing, Charlton Clark. Dribbles in the lane, Clark, the runner, good! Great to get the offense out of the freshman, 45-34.
Kentucky answered the challenge by taking the ball inside.
Put it up against can be good.
Padilla. The ball over.
Once again, down double digits, Massachusetts came back again, this time cutting even further into the Wildcats' lead.
Hamby right of the lane. Dingle, dotted line, drives the layup, rolls in. Padilla between the rings. Goodell Padilla, left wing, spins, beats Hamby in the lane. The runner, good and the foul, rock and roll. Hamby strikes with the three-point play. UMass cuts it to a 6-point Kentucky lead, 47-41, 14-29 to go, second half.
That was his first chance for the kill. It didn't happen, so he'll go back now and play this game out a little bit more.
All year long, Calipari and the Minutemen had refused to lose, and this evening would be no different.
They expend in the comeback to have anything left if they ever get there.
The Minutemen's unexpected rally could have easily rattled Kentucky, but the Cats' response was to do what they had done all year long, run and gun.
For three, yes. Maybe this will relight the fire. Cut off back to Camby for a three-point try, no good. Rebound by Anthony Epps. He throws it out to McCarty.
And that shoots the lead back up to 11, 52-41.
Another Kentucky run was punctuated by Antoine Walker. Disheartened, UMass still remained true to its season-long slogan.
It's an attitude that when the game is close and you're either up by 5 or down by 5, that the game isn't over and you're going to do whatever it takes to win and you refuse to lose.
Down 13 with 11 minutes to play, Carmelo Travieso led yet another UMass charge.
Range his first three of the game. Left corner, Travieso, three ball, ring it up.
It was difficult, but we knew that they were never going to stop fighting. We knew they was going to continue to play us tough all the way to the end.
Back over to Mercer, spots up for the three, put it in your book. Run.
And Camby takes the ball, left corner. Marcus turns baseline, shoots the 12.
Thanks to Marcus Camby's 17 second-half points on his way to a game-high 25, the Minutemen were back in the hunt.
Shoots the 8-footer, good and the foul. Minute by minute, this team from UMass is showing the signs of making just an unbelievable comeback.
Faced with the pressure of yet another UMass comeback, Kentucky responded by upping its defensive pressure.
They get it inside to Camby Sun. There comes a double team. He recognizes, but he can't get rid of it.
Pope ahead. Kentucky, Shepherd.
And just as quickly as the Minutemen had regained their shooting touch, they lost it. And with it, seemingly their window of opportunity.
Marcus takes it baseline.
With 2 minutes left, the Minutemen were running out of time. But with Tony Delk and his team-high 20 points on the bench with leg cramps, UMass made one last furious attempt at a comeback.
Camby, left post, scoops in the layup. Padilla takes it left side, feeds Goodell. Padilla all alone underneath, lays it up and in. A quick 4-point run for the Minutemen.
We didn't play particularly great down because we did turn it over and give them some opportunities to get back in the game.
Padilla gets the ball in play. Padilla and Camby in front court. Padilla pulls up for a three-point try. It's good.
Edgar Padilla with the three-pointer.
Got a heart of a lion, that kid.
Even though they made a comeback, we fought it off.
There was no doubt that we would play very well under pressure.
Each time the Minutemen rallied, Kentucky had an answer. Finally pulling away in the last minute to preserve the victory and the right to play for the championship.
Goes up. It's good.
Well, it's going to be a Kentucky-Syracuse final. Kentucky withstands the furious rally. Rick Pitino will be in the championship game for the first time.
The '96 Cats would be Kentucky's first in the championship game since 1978. Their goal, a 6th trophy, 4 of which were won under Coach Adolph Rupp. In more than 40 years of coaching, the Baron of the Bluegrass built a tradition unmatched in college basketball.
Kentucky basketball transcends the game of basketball. And so the game really is above the game. The constant striving for excellence to be the very best. People live and die and get behind Kentucky basketball. If you ever want to play the game or be part of something that truly can be significant, you better be ready to win.
Winning is common in the Commonwealth. In 5 decades of tournament excellence, Kentucky has produced a succession of great teams and outstanding players, many of whom dreamed at a young age that they too would one day win a championship for the Wildcats.
It's every kid's dream in the state of Kentucky to be a part of Kentucky basketball.
Now in the Rick Pitino years, a period that has seen the Cats reach 2 Final Fours, that passion had grown to even greater heights.
The Kentucky people, the Kentucky players, think without question, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is the place where college basketball started. And they think it's the greatest place on earth to play college basketball. Because of that perception, statewide, this place is special.
And so on Monday, it was Kentucky and Syracuse for the national championship.
Tell me who's in the house tonight. UK. Tell me who's in the house tonight. UK. Tell me who's in the house tonight. UK.
This is it, man. Ain't nothing else need to be said, man. We came a long way together. We got to go together tonight, man. We ain't come here to lose.
The moment had arrived. Syracuse and Kentucky were set to battle for college basketball's most cherished prize, the national championship.
That's something that I've dreamed of, and so we've been looking forward to this opportunity to play for a national championship and going hard trying to get to this point. And so now all that's left to do is just lay it on the line for 40 minutes.
This championship game is underway with Wallace hitting the basketball.
Right from the start, the Orange looked to their senior leader, John Wallace, who gladly showed them the way.
Wallace gets it back, though, and there you go. John Wallace gets the game's first bucket.
Meanwhile, Rick Pitino's Wildcats seemed to feel the magnitude of the moment as their high-powered offense misfired early and often.
Turnaround jumper, no good. No good at the front of the rim, game off.
Pass, though, into the arms of Boeheim. And Kentucky with a shaky start, misfiring.
Kentucky missed 12 of its first 15 shots, giving the underdog Orange a reason to believe.
He missed it. They got to get settling down in their half-court set.
But the Wildcats hadn't come this far to go down in a hail of missed shots. Pitino needed someone to right his team's wobbly offense, and that someone turned out to be Tony Delk.
Back to Bibbs, moves in 14 seconds, kicks it back away.
Delk's first three-pointer started Kentucky's first run.
And the Wildcats have their first lead in the championship game.
And following Antoine Walker's zone-penetrating dunk.
Pass. Jimmy, that's the play against the 2-3. Get it in the center and operate.
Delk finished it as well.
Over to Delk for a three-point try. Bingo! Tony Delk hits 2 threes. He's got 6 points, and the Wildcats lead it by 8-2 over Syracuse in the championship round.
Early on, this would be a game of lightning-quick runs and dizzying momentum swings. Each time Kentucky grabbed the lead, Syracuse refused to back down.
Oh! He just stares at Antoine Walker as they go down court.
Tonight, it was obvious that the Orange had little fear of the heavily favored Wildcats.
For the lead.
Kentucky was having difficulty adjusting to the vaunted Syracuse zone defense. But when the Cats turned to their 3 Ds, Derek Anderson, depth, and defense, the Orange began to feel the crush of the Kentucky pressure.
Syracuse front court losing the ball. Turnover for the Orangemen. Delk with it. Over to Anderson. Back over to Delk. Goes under. Deals it back to Anderson. Shots up good and he's fouled. Great ball movement for the Wildcats.
Now the Cats on a 6-0 run, and they lead 14-10, 11:53 to play in the first half.
Intercepted by Anderson. Anderson comes the other way. 8 turnover for Syracuse. F. Anderson crashing in, laying it in. And Kentucky's biggest lead is on the board.
Just when Kentucky's second 8-point run threatened to blow the game open, point guard Lazara Sims steadied the Orange, igniting another Syracuse run. While Sims' hard work and hustle paid off, it didn't hurt to have a little luck.
Alley-oop, and the ball goes in. 3-pointer for Lazara Sims. On an alley-oop pass that went in the hoop. Orangemen lead 19-18.
All season long, Kentucky's tremendous depth was a big reason for the team's success. And now in the biggest game of the year, Pitino turned to freshman Ron Mercer, who was eagerly awaiting his chance to shine.
Guarded over that left wing of the zone by Sims. Goes the ball over to Mercer. Up for a three. Long way out. Good. Picked up by Walker. Down court to Mercer. Here goes Ron exploding for a dunk.
I kind of figured he would have a big game because he talked to me earlier. He was like, I'm ready to play. He's never told me that before.
Once again in this game of streaks, it was Kentucky's turn. With Mercer scoring 11 of his 20 points in the first half, the Cats stormed back ahead. While Mercer used the unlikely stage of the national championship for his coming out party, teammate Tony Delk made sure his college swan song would be memorable too.
Delk to get it back. Yes. Knocked down 3 threes already.
To get it into Delk from the left corner, puts it up good. It's a three, and that'll be 4 threes for Tony Delk.
Tony Delk was just phenomenal tonight. Against the zone, no matter how much ball movement, no matter how much dribble penetration, you have to knock down the shot, and he did for us.
It's the biggest game, you know, of course, in my career. And they gave me a lot of open looks. I had to knock the shots down, or else coach would have been upset.
Pitino was far from upset with Delk's 6 first-half three-pointers, on his way to a record-tying 7 for the game. For now, his 18 first-half points en route to a game-high 25 helped Kentucky gain its largest lead.
Kicks it out. Delk for number 6. Yes!
Now that's 18 big ones.
40-30. Kentucky, you can feel the run coming. They broke a 28-28 tie with a 14-5 run to close the first half. With the score, Kentucky 42, Syracuse 33.
Kentucky had capitalized on its strengths to get within reach of its first national championship in 18 years.
If you want to win it, you have to go out there and play 20 minutes of great defense. The first couple of minutes, we were slacking. The other 18, I thought we played great defense down the stretch.
Statistically speaking, Kentucky had done what it had set out to do, creating 13 orange turnovers and taking a 9-point lead. And when the second half began, with the Cats' lead reaching double digits, the Qs looked to be in trouble.
Just deficit of a whole tournament.
Jim Boeheim's national title hopes were fading fast. But led by Todd Bergen, Syracuse responded in its trademark resilient fashion and charged back.
Shot out, missed it, and it's off to Wallace. Syracuse could pull to within 2. Very much a ball game. Sims, alley-oop, Bergen.
These fans are starting to take the side of Syracuse. A little bit of the underdog coming back.
Fans standing as Kentucky takes a 20-second timeout, 48-46.
For Pitino, it was time for Kentucky to regroup. In just 2 minutes, a stunningly quick 11-2 Syracuse run had again changed the complexion of the game. Leading by just a basket, this time Kentucky called on 2 of the younger Cats to increase its lead.
Epps running. Kentucky's got a 5 on 3. It is Epps pulling up, going left side of the Walker. Walker up off the glass. Kentucky goes.
Already struggling, the Orange suffered another setback when Sims injured his wrist early in the second half. Kentucky was quick to pounce on the Syracuse point guard's misfortune. Increasing their defensive pressure, the Cats took advantage of a bushel of orange turnovers.
That's 5 turnovers. Actually 6 in a row.
Syracuse's sloppy ball handling helped Kentucky widen the gap. And when Tony Delk completed a rare 4-point play to cap an 11-0 Kentucky run, the Cats had an apparently comfortable 13-point cushion.
The Kentucky Wildcats have exploded on the offensive end.
Now it was Syracuse's turn to reel the Wildcats back in. And Boeheim, like he had done throughout the tournament, let the fate of his team rest on the massive shoulders of his star player, John Wallace.
Come on, Wallace! Come on!
Wallace rewarded Boeheim with a virtuoso performance, finishing the game with 29 points and 10 rebounds.
He's come to dominate tonight.
Playing in the orange and white for the final time, Wallace hit 5 of 7 second-half shots and shifted the momentum back in his team's favor.
7-point game. Wallace outside, drives to the hoop and dunks it in, and a foul.
Kentucky's defense bit. He had a clean lane to the basket.
62-58. Inside 8 minutes to go. Big possession for the Orangemen with 5:40 to go. Wallace spinning on Walker. Layup, good. Timeout Kentucky. Rick Pitino does not like what he sees as the Syracuse Orangemen are right back in the picture.
Almost amazingly, Kentucky's largest lead of the game had shrunk to just a single basket. And now, with 5 minutes to play, the championship was still in doubt.
Kentucky led 59-46 with 11 minutes to go. Since that time, 16-5 Syracuse.
As tension filled the Meadowlands, Kentucky needed somebody to seize the moment. And senior Walter McCarty turned out to be that man.
There he is. Three-pointer. McCarty, that's a huge tip-in.
McCarty's crucial tip-in not only gave the Wildcats much-needed breathing room, it also ignited yet another Kentucky run. The Cats were on the move again, and following a championship game record 12th three-pointer,
Eric Anderson was wide open, calling for it. Now he gets it.
The third of Kentucky's seniors had his chance to shine.
Left side, Epps for a three. It's no good. It's the back of the iron. Comes down. Walter McCarty has the rebound. They're forcing him out of bounds. He throws to Pope. Open from 5. It's good.
Mark Pope capped a 7-2 run, and like a championship prize fighter, Kentucky was still throwing punches. With victory all but secured, it was the tournament's most outstanding player, Tony Delk, who stamped the championship Kentucky blue.
Over to Anderson. 6, 5, 4. To Delk. Stops. 1 second. 7/10. That's it. The Kentucky Wildcats win the 6th national championship for the school, the first for Rick Pitino, and they did it. 76-67 over Syracuse.
The national championship is so special because we put so much time, effort into this thing, and it's special for Kentucky. We wanted it for our basketball team, no question, but really our basketball team is represented by a state. The state lives and dies the University of Kentucky basketball, and we wanted it for them as much as anything else because they were just starving for it.
Rick Pitino had his first national championship, and Kentucky its 6th. After 18 years, the Cats were back on top of college basketball.
I think all the pressure's off of coach until October the 15th when it starts back up again.